In this video, let's learn how to find a formula for a perimeter of a rectangle. Now you would say that, hey, we know that the perimeter of any given figure is actually the distance traveled along the boundary of that figure in taking one complete round. So if this is a figure, and if I start from here, and if I take one complete round, and if we add all the sides of this figure, then that will give us the perimeter of this figure. Well, we can find the perimeter of a rectangle, we can find the perimeter of a square, and we can find the perimeter of triangle and all by simply using one formula. And here we will see that how to derive a formula for the perimeter of a rectangle. Now if you're thinking that what's benefit of using a formula, then when you will move to your higher standards and when you'll have to derive some formulas, you'll have to solve some problems, there you'll have to simply put those formulas of perimeter of rectangle, of square, or whatever, in order to find the answer. So maybe right now you would not be getting what's exactly the benefit of using the formula, but when you will move to high standards, then you will have a better understanding of those formulas. Now if this is a rectangle and if I have to find out the perimeter, so if I start from this point A and if I travel along the boundary of this figure and take one complete round, so if I add all the sides, then that will give a perimeter, and that is what we know. So if I travel from A to B, it's AB, that is AB side. Then if I have to add BC side, then the CD side, and then this DA side. Now we know that in a rectangle, opposite sides are always equal. Opposite sides are always equal. Therefore, AB is equal to CD. AB is equal to CD. Since AB is equal to CD and BC is equal to DA, BC is equal to DA, therefore what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply replace CD, that is this side, by AB, and DA, that is this side, by BC. Why? Because these two sides are equal. If these two sides are equal, opposite sides are equal, we can replace any one of opposite side by one particular side. So AB, or let me just group them together first. So AB and CD, I'm grouping them together, and BC and DA are equal, so I'm grouping them together. Now from here, if I replace CD by AB, this is AB plus AB. Why? Because they are equal, plus BC plus BC. I have replaced DA with BC. Now this is what? This is 2 times AB plus 2 times BC, and we know that if this is the case, we can write it as 2 times AB plus BC. Right? Why we can write it like this? Because we know that this is actually the distributive property of multiplication, and that says that if you have A times within brackets B plus C, we can write it as A times B plus A times C, right? The distributive property. So here now you can see that this is 2 times. Now look very carefully. What is AB? AB is actually what? Length. Plus what is BC? BC is actually what? The breadth of this rectangle. Length and breadth. Length, breadth. So this is your formula, that is 2 times within brackets length plus breadth. This will be your formula for the perimeter of any given rectangle. If I denote length by L and breadth by small b, then I can write it as 2 times L plus b. What is L? Small l represents length and small b is denoting what? Breadth. So this 2 times L plus B. Always remember it like this. 2 times L plus B. L plus B should be in bracket. So this is the formula. Now suppose that this is A to B is 20 centimeter. So this will also be 20 centimeter. And even if, let's say that this is not given. Let's say that this is AB is given and this AD is given as 10 centimeter. Okay. Now this side is not given, this side is not given, but it's given that it is a rectangle. Now if it's a rectangle, then of course this is 20, then this will also be 20 centimeter and this will be 10 centimeter. Okay. Now if I have to find a perimeter, one way would be like follow this path, this way, that is adding all the sides. Another way could be this 2 times L plus B. So in order to find the perimeter, 2 times length is 20 plus breadth is 10. So this is 2 times 30 and this is 60 centimeter. So this is the way to find the perimeter of a rectangle using this formula.